Yes, people, we're back with a match reaction. It's going to be a quick one, just like how our dreams died in that United game. Back with a guests. I have Brush, Vibes, Chino, Tariq's going to be joining us soon. We're supposed to have Nix, hoping she joins. We'll see what happens still. What you man saying? Yeah, you man good?
Yeah,
What is there
yeah,
to say, really?
I'm cool.
Yeah, we have this hater from an Arsenal channel. Yeah,
Oh, wait, give me a sec.
Tariq talks. Yeah, we have this brother here. Even though, yeah, yeah, yeah. We have Tariq.
I'm not even here to hate, in that sense.
Big up Bobby K. Big up Paxton. Where do you man think it went wrong in that game? What are you saying, Brush? Where do you think it went wrong?
Well, first half, I actually didn't think we played too badly, man. I just think it weren't coming together in the final third. But sloppy mistakes, things that you can't get away with at this level. As for the second, oh no, man. Oh no, where do we begin? Where do we begin? Calamity of errors. And also the chances that we did have, we didn't capitalize on, or the wrong decisions were made. I'm sure we'll come on to the one where Rashford really could have crossed it for Hojlund, but took the shot on himself from a tight angle and wasted it. Yeah, go on. Someone else take the mic, man.
What are you saying, Chino? What do you think we went wrong in that game?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, what do you think we went wrong in that game, bro?
Bro, where did it went wrong? Well, not taking our chances because Rashford doesn't have an IQ. When it was 1-0, we had a chance to put it 1-1. He didn't take his chance. They went and scored right away after that. Martinez haven't looked good since the start of the season. People have been saying that he's coming back from a serious injury. We get that, but yeah, we're too open. Like everyone been saying, Casemiro is defending by himself in that midfield. We're too open. We're not picking up runners. The midfield is too slow to close down. Man, it went wrong a lot of places, man. But I don't know. We go again.
You wouldn't know it was a home game. We had 43% possession compared to Brighton's 56.
The outsider here, Tariq. What are you saying, Tariq?
Do you know what? Actually, I kind of agree. Like this was far from Man United's worst performance. I actually probably say it's been your best performance of the season. What we saw for that majority of that game, but it's the out of possession issues that we're seeing again. For that first goal, Casemiro is the one who gets run off from Danny Welbeck in that first moment when he got it out wide, and then he's not following his run there. In a simple scenario where you expect that's where Casemiro's there to be at his best. That's where what you expect from him on the ball. I thought it was better today, but these sort of mistakes defensively, when you're playing up against a team like Brighton, who are so well organised, then you know exactly what they're going to do. They can dominate possession to anyone really away from home, and even the second goal, like Eriksen in that midfield, the midfield issues continue again. But what I really found damaging is, this is Man United. What we saw against Nottingham Forest was, belief and character in that moment to come back, even though it was early in the game, being 2-0 down. But in that moment, when it went 2-0, United never looked like there was coming back in that game. That you've looked very imbalanced going forward. All on that left side. That's where all your chances are created from. Rasmus Hojlund and Rashford, they were your biggest threats. Of course, Rashford making some wrong decisions in the final third. But I didn't see nothing on that right at all.
On that, you mentioned the over-reliance on that left-hand side. So given that, are you surprised at the manager's reluctance to give Pelestri a chance?
100%. 100%, and this is where we've had a big topic of conversation where I think this could be where he's beginning to lose the dressing room. I think it is. I think he will eventually, because if you're looking at Pelestri was someone that was held back from going on loan in January, I believe, and he wasn't given a lot of game time then. He was held back again this summer. You know, we're seeing everything that's going on around the club, which, you know, with the likes of Sancho, Anthony, etc. And there's a lot of players out at the moment, and a lot of players out for many different reasons. And there's so much indecision happening at the club. I don't blame it all on Ten Hag. I mean, the club, they're not really backing him 100% with these decisions. And yeah, and even decisions previously, it doesn't seem like he's been 100% off there. So I'm seeing a lot of inconsistencies around
Big
the team.
man, real quick, not backing him. Man spent over 400 million. Don't tell me that shit, bro. But continue.
Oh, I ain't backing him, but you know, I'm saying in terms of no, for spending money doesn't mean backing, no, bro.
But this comes from a lack of structure, though, innit? Like, you have to look at how the money's spent, and you know, what is the overall plan that you're working towards.
100%.
Well, let me start. Let me make sure I get everyone to get their first input from, because we just going one day. What are you saying? See, Calcium brother. What are you saying?
Salutations. First and foremost, you know, we watch the game, right? We all watch the game. We all have different opinions. We all admire the game of football. And what you can see from Manchester United, not just today, but on a week in, week out basis, they lack discipline, in and out, on and off the pitch. And it shows the structure of how this club operates. Weekly, an international break, far from quiet, problems all over the place. Players, managers going at it. Players having to take leave for incidents. Whether it ends up in his favor or not, who knows? But who cares at this point? He should be here playing, but instead, he's out fighting for his name, fighting for his reputation. You see, this club, for many, many years now, has struggled to find an identity. It's not just about an identity on a football pitch. It's about an overall identity that runs throughout the bodies of this entire football club. Everybody who works here, everybody who dare steps foot in Carrington for training every single week, who dare step foot in Old Trafford or for any other game that they play, home or away. There is a clear disconnect between the players and what once was a golden institute to play football in. Manchester United is not that club anymore. And I think more fans need to step up and understand that and call for the right things, because we still have owners who are consistently milking this club dry, and for some reason the focus remains on other things, distractions that are created to take your heads away from the main issues at this football club. So I just want to remind all Manchester United fans once again, because I don't always come out to speak often, but Manchester United should be much better than this. They're a football club that was built up over many, many years, many, many legendary managers, many, many legendary moments. And this is what Manchester United fans have to sit down and watch every single week. It's sad. Really is sad. And whether some of the issues did lie with Ten Hag today, whether some of the issues did lie with the players today, the same characteristics that run through this squad and will continue to run through future squads will remain, due to the fact that you have owners and people working within the board that don't implement structure, that don't implement a set culture, don't implement standards of winning. And that's what it all comes down to, winning. If you don't want to win, if you don't have the desire and the mindset to push you through in those moments where it is tough, when you're under the cosh and you've got to find a way to win games, make the correct decisions, then how are you going to break through walls, jump over hurdles in order to win league titles, in order to win domestic cups, Champions Leagues? It ain't happening here.
I got you.
Well said, man. Whoever you
Vibes.
are, I don't know you.
What are you saying,
Well
Vibes?
said.
You know what?
CTC. If you
Used to
don't
bring
know,
up
get
that
to know.
lightheartedness, yeah. I'm glad Chase the Calcium mentioned milk in the club, yeah. That was good. That was good. Yeah, on to listen, I completely disagree saying he's gonna lose the dressing room. I ain't seen any evidence of that at all. Like the Sancho thing, he's made it clear, listen, if you're not gonna apologize and you're moving like a dickhead, I don't want you here. And
Tariq,
let's
do
be
you
honest,
see?
we've all asked for this. We've all asked for this, so
Yeah, sorry,
I
Vibes.
agree. I
I just wanted to
think
ask
we
you
all
something.
asked that we said we want the manager to come in and we don't want no more player power. But when it's kind of seeing that we're not allowing players to say and do what they want, we being mad and we wanted to go back to let the players play, let the players do what they want. So you really can't please us. So I don't understand it though.
I wanted to ask Tariq about the Arteta Aubameyang situation and if you can see any parallels with what's going on with Sancho and
And
Ten
can it
Hag.
be short? Can it be short? I have 30 minutes.
Hey, real quick though, we don't care about what's going on with Aubameyang and Arsenal. To Vibes and Realist point, I get what you meant saying. That's true. We do want a manager with authority and stuff, and I don't think he should lose the dressing room over that. I think from my perspective is, do you man ever think about some people are looking at it as okay, like for example, right? A player like Harry Maguire, even though he's dead, we don't want him here, right?
Bruv, the
But
manager doesn't
a
want him
player
here,
like him, bro, stop cutting people off. A player like him, looking at it like, bro, we're conceding mad goal, but I won't get a chance. It's still Martinez and Lindelof. Anthony's situation. Oh, he haven't been good, but he's still starting every week. Apart from this week because he's away from the club. Do you think people are looking at like the favoritism? Like, oh, what's up with all the favoritism? Like Tariq said earlier, Palestri not being sent out on loan, but staying and still not getting game time. Why? When you make certain subs, like, do you think he can lose the dressing room over the favoritism part of things? I don't know, but I think you man are right, Vibes and really. He should not lose the dressing room for stamping his authority. But maybe the favoritism, and Tariq, don't talk about Arsenal. I don't want to hear about Arsenal, bro.
No, just to answer Rush's question about the parallel. I don't really see it because Arteta made a point of never making it public the reason why there was disciplinary issues, kept it internal. Aubameyang never spoke out because there was nothing to speak out about apart from disciplinary issues. Whereas, you know, it was for what was said about Sancho, and he felt like he had to come out in that situation. That's going to cause opinions throughout anything. Yeah, they might not be public right now, but imagine if that's happening in your workplace. You're going to have an opinion about it, and that's where I feel
I'm just not going to be a bitch if that's me. I'm just not going to be a bitch about it. Because here's another thing: if they asked Tariq, they asked him that question on Sancho, yeah. If he didn't answer it, people would be like, "Oh wait, hold on, he's not said nothing. What's going on here?"
Yeah,
and all he said, did you even hear his comment? All he said was, literally, he's not met training requirements this week. That's it. He moved on. Literally one sentence and he moved on.
But that felt like what Sancho felt like he had to come out and defend his name, my bro. That's where it's a problem, and that's where it's going to cause that division.
But then you've seen the latest.
Yeah, but then Tariq, it still comes back to these players' mentality. They don't like to be held accountable for nothing. Like you're a little child, fam.
About being held accountable.
No, but Tariq, this week they even said, "Look, if you apologize, it's all cool, yeah." Sancho's like, "No, I'm not apologizing."
But here's my thing, though. To what Tariq's trying to say too, right? You man saying Ten Hag is saying Sancho's not practicing. What if his mates in practice, his teammates are looking like, what? Like, nah, what the fuck? He's been good in practice. So what is the manager on about? What that can cause, you know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what Tariq's saying. Ten Hag shouldn't have said that publicly.
No, but you know what? I don't think it helps, Chino, because before, when Ragnick was in shit, we saw players leaking stuff every week. Nobody said nothing this time.
Ultimately, for me, he's the manager, and the manager's got the right to criticize whoever he wants to.
Sancho's got all the right to defend himself, but after he removed the post, all you had to do was just say, "Listen, it is what it is. Let's move on." But he said, "Nah, I ain't apologizing to you." And this is what happens.
But this is where you have to look at the overall situation of it all. There's been at the very beginning, and I thought it was the right decision with the Ronaldo situation. He spoke out about how he felt disrespected there. David De Gea spoken about how he's felt disrespected as well.
Yeah, but De Gea's more from the club than it was him.
Maguire, McTominay, no, I'm not leaving. I'm staying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's not him, innit? Like, this is what I'm saying.
With McTominay was that we rejected the bid.
Let me finish when I say this year, because this is when I was saying to you guys about he wasn't really backed in that sense. Because what happened with Arteta? What happened with Arteta when he said,
"Take the hit and get rid of them. Take the hit and get rid of them."
He didn't play a game again. João Cancelo, one of the best fullbacks at Manchester City. Oh, Pep Guardiola. Yeah.
Mid-season, gone.
You're not playing a game again, no matter who you are, no matter what you've done. McTominay still running on that pitch today. Maguire coming on against Arsenal, and then in this situation, the people at the chief executives are getting involved and saying, "Oh, let's try and bridge this gap." No, if the manager doesn't want him and don't want that character, you have to back him fully. That's where I'm saying, in terms of the club haven't really backed him in that sense, and how Eric Ten Hag's running, the club ain't running in the same way, clearly, because they're not being as ruthless as he is, which is going to cause a lot of divide, a lot of cliques formed in the dressing room. I don't like this manager, especially the fact when Chino is saying, and there's plenty of other people that agree with Chino and say this, managers got favourites.
All managers have favourites. All of them have it.
But no, where the problem is, if he's not being consistent with things, you can get away with it. You can do this and that, whether it's on the pitch, off the pitch, whatever, and he's still playing games. I don't think that's right. That's what
ultimately he's the manager, though, isn't it? So he can do what he likes, man.
But then
really do what you like that.
Every manager got favorites. This is the part I don't agree with. Everyone's got favorites.
But you have to have a clear running of managing those situations.
The one thing I would say about the Cancelo situation, though, because they're so well run that they can make a change like that and just carry on, Well, because we haven't got the structure in place.
Exactly though, bro.
It's a hot mess.
I think that's what Tariq is saying, though. Run properly. He could make that change. And these men are like, "Yo, whatever you say, if you want to get rid of this player, bro, piss off, bro. We don't want you here no more."
Yes.
And
first of all, financially, he's backed. Secondly, he's got the resume to back him as well.
Yeah, but we still have to at least. You see, the thing is, we not trying to say, "Yo, back Ten Hag." We still saying that the Glazers. Don't get me wrong, yeah. I'm all for Glazers out. We can't control that on our own, so I don't really like saying that's the reason why this is not happening. I don't like saying that, but what I'm saying is that because these men are not supporting him full 100 and everything, they might be supporting him if he wants to buy a player, but they're not supporting him when he makes decisions like, "Yo,
hey,
listen, you don't want to do this, big man. We don't want you here no more." Like the Maguire thing, whatever they accepted, brother, pay him and let him get dipped, fam. Let him dip, fam.
Why have not seen Man United pay a player's contract out?
All I'm saying is, who is Harry Maguire, bro? I've seen Jose Mourinho saying big Bastian Schweinsteiger to go play with the under-18s, bro. Who is Harry Maguire, bro? Like, come on, bro. Like, this is what I'm saying. The manager got to stamp his authority in that sense. Oh, you don't want to leave? Okay. But now reports are coming out and saying Harry Maguire wasn't the one that didn't want to leave. It's the club block him from talking to West Ham.
Well, that's it again, though. They ain't supporting him.
And they go, I mean, that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. It's not all on the manager then. It's not like, bro, on the end of the day, bro, it's what it is. Liquidate the club, bro, and send me my penny, bro, for supporting for so long with all this stress and misery, bro.
Bro, you know what it is to be waking up early to go watch that, fam?
Listen, I'm more talking about off the pitch. Listen, if he keeps doing what he's doing on the pitch, he's going to get sacked himself in it. That's not on me.
Exactly, yeah, he's going to get sacked himself because I was not happy when he took Hojlund off from. Even if, all right, let's just say he probably wasn't match fit. He wasn't fully fit. I didn't know he could probably get a pass with that one if he wasn't fully fit. But brother, taking him off to put on Martial, bro.
And to be fair, yeah, I can understand if it's that sense he's trying to ease him into it. I can understand that one.
Yeah, this is his first Premier League start, you know, and this is someone who's not played a single preseason match.
But
You know what I mean?
that's
So
not the change though. You keep him on, bro. You keep him on, bro.
you can't
And let
do
I'd
that.
rather him running behind than Rashford, bro, because Rashford is dead, man.
But
Rashford
listen,
had 9 shots in this game, you know. 9 shots, you know.
and then let's say now 75th minute comes, yeah, and he's got a back injury and he's mashed up or he's pulled his hamstring. You man are gonna be saying, what is this? We've lost Hojlund potentially for many weeks now.
I'm
This
not gonna
game
be
is
saying
gone.
that I'm gonna burn down the Emirates for that dead doctor you sent us, bro. Fuck that guy.
Go on, Calcium.
Go on, Calcium.
This comes down to the quality of the squad, because it would be favourable to have a guy of the skill set of Rasmus Hojlund for the final minutes of a game where you're putting in a lot of crosses. We saw Sergio Reguilon today putting in a lot of crosses on that left side. But it's a shame when most of those crosses came in, we had an Anthony Martial in the box. He's not exactly going to win headers. He's going to drop deep and try to create and try to link up with other people, which is what you don't need when you're chasing the game. So once again, you speak about guys coming off or whether it was or wasn't the right decision, but regardless, you should have a like-for-like change that is going to be implemented in the same way that Rasmus Hojlund was for the amount of time that he played and was on the football pitch for.
I see what you're saying.
I don't agree that you need a like for like in exact, but
not like for like, but I see what you're saying.
And what you need is a level of quality at the very least. And Martial just simply hasn't got that anymore, because of his body broken down, and that's why the fans are out there booing, because they know what's coming out. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's where I understand the sympathy. It's like we're taking off someone who's been a big threat for Martial, and I saw what he did at the Emirates.
Yo, I just deeped it, yeah. 5 games, yeah. The 2 games we won. Wolves, we got life. Forest, it was a mad one.
Exactly, bro. And your best performances came from 3 defeats.
Listen, I won't go back on what I said, yeah. I said at the start, even though they like the new system, I'm willing to be patient, you know, whether it takes 10 games, 15, whatever, until I see someone click. So I'm willing to wait, but some of the choices he's making, I really don't understand him.
I think the fact that we heard in the early is that Homeboy is a stubborn brother. I think being stubborn could help you in your career because you could stick to your guns and get things to work. But sometimes, brother, you really don't need to be that stubborn.
No, it's not the formation I'm worried about. Like that.
No, I'm not even talking about the formation. I'm talking about in terms of he is stubborn in terms of what he wants and who he wants to play and that.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes you really don't need to be that stubborn.
Let me tell you this: stubbornness has limits. If you stay stubborn, you refuse to learn, and that is a big issue. I'm just gonna leave that there.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes they could pay off, and you could hit the jackpot with it, but sometimes, brother, it's all the way downhill.
The one part I do agree with Tariq with is he could make it that Palestri ends up saying, you know what, bond this guy. He could make it happen like that because he's probably thinking, you're a big man. I've been training. I'm doing all this. I don't speak about anything, and you're still violating me.
Yeah, but all right. Then if we're saying that, then this might be a mad point. You might not agree, but then this comes back to technically kind of something to do with mentality because, fam, we cost smash Wan-Bissaka out, fam. We wanted him out of the club. Did he say a word, fam? That brother didn't say shit.
No, he does. But what I'm saying is, with Palestri, is I'm not saying he will, but he's probably thinking you're a big man. You're giving me 5 minutes when we're 3-0 down or 3-1. Yeah, like what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, but bro, Wan-Bissaka was getting overlooked. He was playing left backs at right backs. That's even more disrespectful.
Listen, I won't agree with Palestri if he like starts coming out and cussing, but I'd understand his point of view.
And this is whilst there's no Anthony, no Amad Diallo due to injury, no Mason Mount. Do you get it? So like the opportunities for games vibes, it ain't going to increase.
No, this is what I'm saying. Like, listen, you don't even have to start. Listen, give him 30 minutes today. Just see what the guy can do. Because, listen, the Bayern game, I can understand he's not going to start him. It's Bayern Munich, innit? That's different. But at some point, you're going to have to give this guy a start or, you know, a good minute off the bench because it's not.
My thing is the manager changed the whole formation instead of just putting a right winger he kept not sending out on loan in. But my question is for the panel, what's your style of play, bro? Like, I think we look worse than last season, bro. At least I know last season what we was doing. This season, I don't get it. I don't know what we're doing.
I think
Honestly,
he's
it's
trying.
just
He's trying something new. I don't like it, but I'm willing to see how it gets on once Mason Mount's back and stuff like that. I'm waiting to see.
Yeah,
But
People,
this is it.
go ahead.
What was you gonna say? Really, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say tactically. I can't criticize Eric Ten Hag tactically because I can start to see a style of play, and that's even with how many players out injured. So, and this is still your second season within it. I'm relating it back to what I saw Chino at Arsenal. Arsenal's second season, we were worse than we were under in the first half of season we had under Arteta, because what Arteta did, what I believe Eric Ten Hag did, was just try and get the best out of the player, get the best out of the squad that he had there, just to get some belief from the fans. And he got that, won a trophy, finished third, took advantage of the likes of Liverpool, Chelsea not being at their best, Tottenham, etc. And then this year, I think it's more important about getting that identity across, whilst trying to maintain a certain level of results, of course. But it'd be much better to take one step backwards to allow yourself to make two steps forwards going into it. And I am starting to see the style of play. It is very direct, but look at with how Onana is playing at the back. You play with him, then you usually miss a press by going long towards Rashford. Hojlund was holding up the ball well, and then when you're going to add the likes of Mason Mount, your counter press is going to be much better, I do believe, in there. So I'm not going to criticize him on that point of view, but he has to buy himself time by making sure that dressing room is gonna, the ones that he wants to build with, stay with him, and the ones that he don't really care about, then the club have to back him by allowing him to literally exile them, literally not give him a game. Pepe was not given a game for 2 years, and he was our most expensive signing until this year. So, but the club don't feel like they're backing him in that sense. The fact that there's rumours that you said that they're the ones who are saying, no, we're not sanctioning Harry Maguire moving for this amount. Bro, I saw Arsenal let go of our highest paid players twice by paying out their contracts.
Tariq, this is why it's never going to work, until these man. Because listen, we used to diss the Cronkies, yeah, but it's a change when Arteta came in. It was more like, listen, it's what I want to do. And at first I thought, yeah, this brother ain't going to survive. But listen, they backed him. Every play he wanted out of the club, they've left.
Yeah, so it's more like you back me, and if I fail on my own grounds, fam. Not like
Run
your thing, you don't understand? So, but
and it's not just waste men who left Arsenal, it was two of their most highest paid players left. Their record signing left.
Exactly.
The captain, he got dipped out.
Yo, Calcium, can you see the private chat, fam? That's answer me that there. And people, because of time, yeah, we have to run to the player ratings here, because I have to dip to go out with my wife soon to go. Bro, these people, these women, fam. But what would you rate Onana, Brush?
Oh, do I have to?
That's
go on, Brush.
That's your guy, isn't it?
Is he though?
Yeah, that's your boy, isn't it? I will defend him from the first two goals. I will defend him for them too.
I mean, we conceded 3, bro. Like, what can I really give Onana, bro? What's the stop?
Yeah, I can't blame him for all of them.
Yeah,
Linda fell asleep for the second goal.
Yeah, it's not all his fault. Yeah, he's quite a theatrical keeper as well, so sometimes it looks worse.
Don't you feel like he could have saved the first and the third one? Sorry,
I thought he could have saved
I do think he could have done a lot better today, though, man. I was telling Realist during the stream, I was like, yeah, if Dave was there for one of them.
Exactly. And it's not the first goals that we've seen that, maybe should do better. It's been becoming a bit of a theme now.
Yeah. And then we highlight the saves that he made. I mean, he's a freaking keeper, innit? It's what he's meant to do.
Yeah, as much as I agree with Tariq, bro, kick this guy off the panel, bro. This guy is just trying to make my people work. But it's
let's
true,
go
bro.
with 3, really. Let's keep it moving. Let's go with a 3.
3? All right, 3 for Onana. Anyone have a problem with that, or are they cool with that? 3?
I agree. He
really didn't do nothing, fam. He just took the ball out the back of the net, fam. Who's out there? Dalo, Calcium.
How has this become your default name, CTC? Don't have this disrespect.
I'm not answering the question, bro. Silence.
Man's going back to being Kevin De Bruyne. Let me speak, man. He's gonna meet himself.
Respect CTC, bro.
Man, like CTC Calcium, yeah, go on.
I said no comment, big man. My name ain't Calcium.
Yo, CTC, what's your rating for Dalo, fam?
To be honest, I didn't rate much of his performance. I'm not gonna lie. I know defensively at times we were a mess. It wasn't the worst. I'd probably give him, I don't know, 4 for Dalo. Don't think he was very involved attacking wise either. And defensively, we didn't have our greatest moments. And yeah, there were some switches of play today that Brighton, sent to the left-hand side. I thought they built up the ball really well, and including both of their goals. But that second goal, the third goal even, it's criminal. I give him a 4. And he's not to blame for all of that, but I'm just saying defensively as a unit, Manchester United weren't all there, and he's a part of that.
Y'all agree with that?
Yeah, that's
Yep.
Yeah.
Right,
You can kind of apply that as a template to all of the back four, to be honest.
Chino, what do you say for Lindelof?
4, man, or 3, whatever one, man, because he's just too weak, man. He's just too weak.
Bro, I'm sorry. He could have stopped. We could have stopped that second goal, But he just, I don't know if he froze, he lagged. I don't know what happened to him, but
Yeah.
He is the ice man. He probably froze, fam.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'll go 3 or 4, whichever one y'all want to give him, man. Whichever one y'all agree on.
So we even giving Tariq a play. Martinez, fam. Jesus Christ.
That's not the play you want to give as well, bro. Hey, in possession, I thought he was okay, but that's Martinez. He's your best ball player in the whole squad, I believe, in that situation. But out of it, bro, Chino's right. He's not looked fit. He's not looked sharp physically for the whole season. If you're giving Lindelof a 3, you gotta give him maybe a 4 at best. At best.
That's bro, if he rushed him back from injury, I'm gonna be pissed. I can't lie.
But then also, does it not show you how much he distrusts Maguire?
No, it does. But at the same time, if he rushed him back, someone like,
Evans, let's keep it 100, innit? Evans shouldn't even be back here on a 1-year contract. Like, it's a madness.
No, you're gonna call me mad, but I'd rather not risk him from injury and just put one of them in.
I hear that.
I don't think you can play a back four like Lindelof and Martinez together, though. Really, I don't think you can.
I mean, we played it before. And it wasn't bad, It wasn't bad, The problem is they just
doesn't he look better? I think Lindelof looks better with Varane.
Yeah, because Varane is quick and it allows him to be the more progressive one.
Exactly. And
Lindelof, they're too similar for me, man. I don't like it. Yeah. They don't balance each other well.
Nah. So vibes, what are you saying for who's that? Regular on done.
Yeah. Reggie done. You know what? I can't like. I'm not saying he was sick, by the way, but I was quite surprised. He didn't look that bad. I thought he was.
It's probably because we had zero expectation in it, vibes.
Yeah, no, that is true. I can't.
I agree with vibes. I thought he was out of your defenders, your best one.
Right.
Going forward.
Yeah, look, he was winning tackles, which I did expect. I'll give him a 5. I'm not going to go over.
And he's a wing back as well, innit? I do expect more going forward from him in the future.
Reggie,
yo, people, this man will take over after dip, fam. So big up, yeah.
Say no more.
Big up, bro.
Big up, realist, man.
Later, realist.
A long day with the wife, fam. Jesus Christ,
it's not looking good.
Have fun shopping.
Think about United.
You look very happy.
Yeah.
Just watch the highlights of the United game, innit?
Oh man, who's on Casemiro?
Well, yeah. You took off the whole thing, but it just clocked. Anyway, Ladies and gentlemen, I will be taking over in the absence of Leeds United. So, who rated the last player? Was it Vibes doing Region, yeah?
Yeah, Vibes did it.
All right, then. I'm going to say Casemiro. Brush. Tell me about Casemiro's game today.
Bruh, he looked leggy, man. He doesn't look himself. I know this season he's not really been getting supported the way he needs to either, which doesn't help. But, you know, age does catch up to everyone as well, man. So there's a multitude of things going on with Casemiro, which is why we're seeing this version.
Sorry for Vitesh. He's having to do things he never even did at Madrid.
Yeah, he's having to do more things, and he's aging, and in a tougher league, in terms of the physicality and the pace and everything. The first goal, man. The midfielders, him and McTominay, both just jogging back casually, bro. It really pissed me off, you know. No support at all.
He was all right defensively. Obviously, apart from that part, that was I don't know what that was.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but again, no more than a 4 today, man, and even that might be generous.
Man, so a 4 from Brush. For Casemiro, you guys agree?
Yeah, I'd say even worse personally, but I think 4's fair. He's just not. You can't play like. I don't think the way how Erik ten Hag wants to build this team, you know, that progresses out of the back.
Yeah.
I don't think you can really do that. And then in terms of how you counter pressing, quite high.
Yeah, listen, T, for what he's currently trying to do, you would need like a prime Kante, bro.
Yeah, 100%. Someone who can actually move around, like
who's got the defensive qualities, but he's that mobile.
Yeah, exactly. In possession, he weren't that bad today. He was better than I thought he was against us or against like Tottenham and that. But man, just wait the gaps. If you have a look at all of their goals, bro, they all come from cutbacks.
It looked like they were running the same goal again and again. If I'm being honest.
And your midfielders are there for the cutbacks, and that's what Casemiro's meant to be there for. But Joe.
Yeah. Well, some interesting quotes coming in from Paxton. Ten Hag saying absolutely the system worked. The first 20 minutes were very good. We have to stick to the plan. Interesting comment there because it worked well. We had quite a few chances, and he also put in a comment here saying we have to analyze this match and see where we need to improve, and then we will think about the next match, which of course is Bayern Munich on Wednesday at the Allianz Arena. Scott McTominay. Oh, go on.
I just wanted to ask you this. Who do you think he's speaking to there? The players or the fans?
I feel like he is speaking to the fans more so, sending a message. But at the same time, it's very interesting, right? Because going back to this comment that Paxton put in, we have to stick to the plan. Is he alluding to the fact that potentially the players went away from the game plan today? And that's why things went wrong for us. Maybe when we went 1-0 down, who knows?
I hear you. I get you, bro.
You know, we do see these situations a lot of the time when the pressure starts to mount upon a manager. He starts to ask for patience. He's in desperation almost from the fans. He's asking for them to give him more time, whether it's inadvertently or directly. So we'll have to see what happens moving forward. Scott McTominay, Chino, what do you think about his performance? Chino. Chino's good.
Chino left good.
All right then. Take it over.
Again, he was definitely brought in to do a role defensively and to occupy. I think Erik ten Hag may have thought that it would have been Estupinan playing on that left side, but he still couldn't really stop Lamptey when he was in full flow. So that and for that being the reason why he's been put in there, you gotta give him a 3. If you give him players 4s and that, he didn't provide anything going forward, didn't provide much defensively apart from the 20 minutes. 3 from McTominay.
Lamptey got 2 assists, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So,
and if we're being honest, that's not even his side, isn't it? He's a right back predominantly.
That's what I mean. And if Estepinan's there, who's
It would have, yeah,
it would have been
a long day. Well, longer day, should I say?
Exactly. So 3. Shocking, really, from McTominay.
Yes. And let me know what you think about that in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Gino is back. Gino is back. Well, perfect timing. Christian Eriksen. What did you think about his performance today, Gino?
For me?
Yes, sir.
Eriksen?
Yes.
Dead food, bruv. I'll give him a 5 or a 6. Honestly, he did some things good, but I'll give him a 5. Just average still.
Yeah. Let's see some of these comments. Yeah, Bunderman, Chikushin, and by the way, Wasteman, stay out of my business. So Paxton coming in. Ten Hag, we conceded a goal with their first attack. We then had a period in the game that was quite difficult. We fought to get a goal and it was disallowed. So it is difficult in this period, of course, touching on that Rasmus Hojlund offside goal. It ends up that Rashford's, well, when he drove down the line, he kind of drove a little too much down the line and the ball was out of play. Let us know what you think about that in the comment section below. What about you guys? Did you agree with the decision at the time? I know there are people on social media who believe that the angles are still incorrect, the angles at which VAR are using present to referees.
CTC, I can't let them on the crackheads, you know. It was not in play.
Yeah. We have to be honest with ourselves, man. No, it was the correct decision was made, innit?
Bro, thank you.
Bro, there's gonna be no angle that makes me think it was in play when it was so far out. Like, there's gonna be none.
Yeah, no, it was clearly out. It was the right decision. It's just unfortunate because obviously it was Hojlund on the end of it, and you know, for the young lad to have his debut goal chalked off, it's not nice.
You know, I'll bring it when we get to Rashford. I'll speak because he did something that weirds me out sometimes, but I'll speak about it then.
Interesting comment there from Super Nick saying it's not the first time the players have deviated from the plan. Going back to Ten Hag's previous comment put in by Paxton, shout out to Paxton reporting all the news and quotes as we continue this stream.
Nick's is spitting straight facts there. It's not the first time, and it certainly won't be the last time that they deviate from the plan. So again, this comes down to the lack of structure, man, and backing the manager properly. And yeah, like T mentioned earlier, it's not just about finances. You need to back him in his decision making on who he wants to get rid of and who he wants to bring in and all of that. And yeah, once he has his team, then we can really judge in it. Like at the moment, it's kind of difficult. But then the trouble he has is at a club like ours, you don't really get time in it. So you have to find that right balance between trying to work out what it is that you're trying to get to, but whilst also picking up points.
There you go, Brush, because I was going to ask you a question, Well, how long is it going to take for Erik ten Hag to have his team? Because
I mean, judging by what's going on now, what 3 years? Is it going to be three summer windows? Because in the last 12 months, what we've seen that we overspend on certain players, and then that eats up the budget, and then we're left shopping bargain basement, clamoring around for loans and stuff. So it's two extremes. So then, you know, the drop off from first team to the bench is huge. Whereas sometimes if you're priced out of getting your first target, you know, a structured club would have a short list of other players as well that you could get in instead for a lower price, who essentially do the same thing, who fit a certain profile. And that's how, you know, you successfully build what it is that you are envisioning.
Yes. Well, this is your guy, Vibes, Bruno Fernandes. How would you rate his performance today?
I only speak
today you're
speaking, me again, please.
Today you're speaking less, boy.
I only speak Patois. Minare Bruno today.
No. Get the numbers up, bro. Get the stats sheet. Get the numbers up.
4. Actually, 4 might be quite generous. Yeah, he was just not on it today. Passing wasn't really passing like that. Yeah, he was all over the place, but he didn't really do nothing with it. Man, it's just like man's just there, innit? Like, he was just there. Like you see him on the left, and you're like, okay, what are you doing there? Then he'd be in a DM position, then he'd be on the right, and you think he must just stay in it. He's just jumping. That's what he was doing. You were just jumping today.
And it kind of does him an injustice as well, man. And I know we touched on it before, the amount of chances he put on a plate for Rashford last year, and he couldn't eat. But now that we've got a proper 9 in the box, like, you know, it makes sense to play Bruno behind, man.
Yeah, 100%, man. Yeah, with Hojlund, who's going to be making those runs, and who wants to make runs to score goals, which is what we've not seen from a striker at United for many years now. This is where, you know, you need Bruno to have that sort of free roam in there. But once again, the lack of balance on the right side, I blame Ten Hag for that, though, because we spoke about Palestri already. And he's signing in Anthony, where when he's played, there's not been that balance in terms of threat going on the right either, not consistently enough anyway. Yeah, man. With Bruno though, it's mad because Vibes is backing him, and I'm, you know, he's getting into him, and I'm going to defend him a little bit because we know what his game is. He wants to be direct with his passing. First thing it is to play it into space. And when you did get that goal, it did come from Bruno picking up some space out on the left and playing it in behind to Rashford. So, but United weren't able after the 20 minutes to find him the ball in those dangerous areas because Brighton were just able, they dominated the ball in the end in that sense. So I'll cut him a little bit of slack, but he's not a right winger.
And the best way to describe it is he was big. You know that man who say a lot but don't really say anything? That's what he was today.
Yeah, but again, I kind of blame the manager for how he's being used, man. We ask a lot of Bruno. He's always the one that, you know, is the makeshift that has to move around. In one sense, I understand because it means that's the amount of trust that the manager has in him. But still, you need to play. I'm a big fan of just playing your best players in their best positions.
Right. And then that goes back to discipline. Discipline. You know, you can't just deploy one player here, there, and everywhere. It's not going to work. Eventually, you're going to be overrun. Eventually, you're going to be overwhelmed with the amount of responsibility that you have in that role, especially with him being the captain and the responsibility and the weight that holds on his back already. Quote from Erik ten Hag, you learn many things from such a game. From the mental side, you can keep strong in moments, but I have seen some good stuff. The way we created many chances, we are just not finishing them. That is a problem within itself. But also the lessons learned. I feel like we've had many scenarios in this period where you could learn many things from games, not just this season, but in previous seasons as well. Eventually, you have to start implementing your learnings and teachings overall. But I guess we'll have to wait for that one. Ten Hag on the reaction to Hojlund being substituted. He is coming with a small issue, and we have to be careful. But the reception of the fans was great. His game was great, and the fans embraced it. And that is one thing I do agree with. With his little back issue, we spoke. Oh, go on.
Sorry. I'll tell you what the CTC with this year. Totally understandable if that's the reason, and that's why you want to take him off. The way the game was going, it did seem quite random as to why you would take him off. But yeah, if that's the reason, cool. But again, this comes down to the lack of planning in the summertime, where we needed more than just him, right?
Yes.
This is why we needed a backup striker, somebody in a similar profile to him. I know Vibes was calling for Taremi for a while, someone older, would have been within budget.
They all laughed at me.
Someone within budget who, you know, is a semblance to Hojlund and, you know, could come on as a sub then. And that way you can keep your same shape and what you're trying to do. It's very difficult to do all of this whilst managing fitness and all these things. And you know, your game plan goes out the window.
Exactly that. And on to Super Nick's comment, are the right players being recruited? I mean, that's a very, very good question to ask because I feel like there are many imbalances in this squad, whether that is from existing players or players that have come in. And of course, we're going to have to allow some of these guys time to be embedded into this side to see if it's truly going to work out. But thus far, there haven't been many good signs for Manchester United fans. And can I just say, my lungs are pure Manchester. Shut it. Anyway,
The
you know what?
Manchester is on smoke. You're gonna have to deal with that, CTC.
Well, you know what? He's been smoking. Shout out to our brother T. He's got a run. So bless up yourself, man. And listen, shout out your team, man, because I'm proud of you, my bro, man. The TTF keeps on rising. And I'm not positive about a lot of people, but you're my guy, man. So shout your team.
Oh, CTC, man, appreciate you. Yeah, you can find me at Tariq Talks. Appreciate my brothers. Yeah, you see, this is why I got a lot of love for you, man. Yeah, I don't even want to go too hard on you. I'll save that for the other Man United fans that I don't like. But big up to my brothers here, man. You go subscribe to Realist if you haven't done so already. Check out Brush as well. You see him on KG alongside Vibes and CTCs and as well on the KG's channel. So big up to my brothers here. Take care.
Come on, man. Big up to Reek, man. Big up to Reek. Come on, man. Well, Brush, Rasmus Hojlund, we were just speaking about him. Made his home debut for Manchester United today. A lot of conversation, maybe positivity around him. How did you evaluate his game?
Yes, the one player I can actually say some positive stuff about today, man. It was a breath of fresh air. I think because we've been so devout of anything up top for so long, it was a nice change of pace to see, man. Very unlucky as well, not to get the goal on his debut, but the runs he was making and just being, present in the box, man. You can see what he's trying to do. Like even that chance that Rashi had, where if he just looked up to spare it to him. I like the way that Hojlund was on it and he was sliding in ready. Yeah, that's what we need. So there's a lot of positives there, man.
Sprinting.
Yeah, he was sprinting to get there. There was another chance as well where he kind of held up the ball quite nicely and passed it along to Rashi. Rashi kind of snatched at it and it went into Rose. But these are little things that I like to see in a 9.
Yes.
So I'm quite positive. I don't know overall. I don't know how much I can give him really in it, like without scoring a goal or with the amount of time he played. But maybe a 6.5.
I
don't know. I don't know if that's harsh vibes. Am I being harsh? Should it be more? Or
no, I think 6. Yeah, 6 is fine for the amount of time he played.
All right. Yeah. No, I saw a lot of good in that today. I just want the kid to build on it.
Used to it. It's gonna take time. But I'm already liking what I'm seeing from him, though.
Definitely.
100%. And then you guys in the comments can share your scores as well. The Manchester keeps on coming in and out. I think he's ducking the smoke. I was gonna give him a player. I was gonna be a nice guy, but no, forget that. Vibes. you said you wanted to. Yeah.
Is he hanging around in the back? Is he?
No, he was. And then he keeps on dipping. So
okay.
For the Manchester, but we moved. Now, Vibes, earlier on, you did say you had some things to say about Mr. Marcus Rashford, MBE. And I'm going to give you the opportunity to score his performance and say what you need to say.
So you see, the goal that was disallowed, it was harder to for him to find Hojlund than the second one where it was easy, but he decided to shoot. So listen, I know this brother has problems with decisions, but it kind of baffles me how he'll make the decision when it's harder, but when it's easier, he'll shoot. Because listen, we saw last season, big Benjamin McCarthy helped him with his finishing. We just need someone to help this brother with the decision making, because if we just improve even slightly, you're going to see more goals from us. That was my thing, because you can see he can do it, like he can pass, but I don't know, sometimes he'll...
The one problem I have with it, Vibes, is the fact that he's 25 now, going on 26, and how long have we highlighted this issue for, man? I don't understand.
You know, frustrating because I saw it, I know it did count in the end, but look at the work he did and then the way he squared it to Hojlund for his, when it's not a goal anymore, but and then he just shot when he could have squared it.
Yeah, it's a bit mad. For me, that decision-making thing, I don't know how much of it he can actually work on at this stage. I think that's just him, innit? I think he'll always have that in him.
And I think that
depending on what they do, if they just focus more in, maybe they are doing it, I don't know, maybe they're doing it and it's just not working. Like if they just focus on more drills in training of the wingers. Just make sure when there's a chance you get it to our number 9, because we actually have one now. Who, you know, you don't have to always cross it because his heading's not the best, but this brother's always going to be in the box waiting for it. So just get it to him.
Absolutely. And then the other concern is obviously we need to wrap him up in cotton wool as well, because we've only got one of him, at least until January.
And I'd like to just say is, I'm not on anyone's side here, by the way, but Manchester, I can't lie. It looks like you're ducking the smoke. It's not looking good for you. You know?
It's true. It's true. All that trash talking in the comments, Manchester.
Listen,
you don't want to come on stream now.
It's not me saying it, but people are saying you can't be YouTube fingers in it. You can't just be in the comments saying like.
There you go.
I'm guessing the time is not now, huh?
Yeah, the time is not now. The time is never, Brev. Anyway, shout out to Morad. Probably laughing at us, but at the end of the day, your situation ain't too great, Mr. Morad.
Yeah, Morad's probably just thinking, if Chelsea can somehow win tomorrow, then they'll be above us, innit? So.
Well, short-term thinking, no long-term gain. Super Nick, sometimes it's as though he frustrates himself and everything goes downhill.
Yeah, the more time he has on the ball, Nick, like it just, everything just goes out the window, man. I almost feel like with Rashford, like in training, they have to tell him like you're playing with like a 5-second bomb or something. Like get it out your feet, man.
I know he had different finishes last season, but this brother's always on default setting. Man just smashes the ball.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys, when you were younger, you ever in the summertime, you used to play this game where it was like a ball that you used to chuck around, and there was like a timer on it, and if you had it at the wrong time, you got splashed with water. Yeah, you need some sort of improvised concoction like that for Rashford.
I'm telling you, hot potato setting the throw. If you hold on to it for more than 3 seconds, you're finished.
Yeah, something like that. Honestly, we just
stay down in London. But
and then also, I'll tell you what though, guys. I think maybe because he's not used to as well having a threat in the box now, so maybe his default setting is just to take it on the outside and shoot, because that's what he was doing a lot of last season. So yeah, hopefully, man. We need to think of something bright to say in it, like.
I don't know what game he's not playing in London, but it's.
No, this is a legitimate thing. You'll find it in the Argos catalogue, man.
Well, I played that game in the chaotic islands. Speak no more.
Do you know what? I should actually ask you guys if you even know what Argos catalogue is. It's all digital these days, isn't it?
Before CPC goes, I'd like to reiterate. Before CPC goes again, I'd like to reiterate the point, Manchester, don't go anywhere, my friend. You know where the StreamYard link is. It's been sent to you.
He has the link. Where are you? Come outside, rude boy. Anyway. You know what? We have some substitutes, right? So we had Anthony Martial, Alejandro Garnacho, Facundo Pellistri, and Wan-Bissaka. And I feel like those 4 can be categorized together. Whereas Hannibal Mejri, he came on, was a bit combative in that midfield, and he ended up getting a consolation goal, which in the grand scheme of things didn't mean much for Manchester United in that game. But it was a glimmer of hope. What did you guys think about it?
Yeah, it was a real shame as well, because I thought it was a lovely finish. And had the scoreline been different, we would have been talking about that goal a lot more.
Now that's a violation. Martial got put with the same man who got 5 minutes.
Well, I can't say much about Tony. I mean, I don't want to be that guy. But I just think
I'll be that guy. Yeah. I can be that guy.
Yeah.
That brother stinks. That brother stinks.
Yeah. You know, it's wild. I watch from a distance, right? And I see Chino, his journey from being Martial FC to Aman to Pellistri. Brother needs to stay away from young guys, man, because he's ruining careers, bro. But shout out to Chino, though. Shout out to Chino.
Ooh, you know what? You might have a point,
Hey, listen, man. Don't shoot the messenger.
Hey, listen, I'm just saying. Rumors are saying he also has a Casemiro picture in Discord, and you see what's happening with him.
It's not nice, man. Bossman settings. Anyway, Ten Hag on return to the Champions League this week. It is a great opportunity against a great opponent, Bayern Munich. We are looking forward to being back in the Champions League where we belong. Well, where we belong. We will find that out by the end of this group stage because there will be some tough tests and that will start at the Allianz.
I have a question. Would it surprise you, man, if we beat Bayern and then lose to Burnley?
Oh,
it'll be typical, isn't it? That would be typical. At this moment in time, though, man, I don't know. Like, judging by what this manager's done in the past, imagine if he plays the exact same lineup as today against Bayern.
Oh, well, no, we've seen it before, haven't we?
Yeah. So we've seen it before. So I don't know, man. I don't know how it's going to work out. But then again, if he does it and they put in a performance of sorts, then okay.
Maybe all is redeemed for now.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens, isn't it? But for me, it's a good test because obviously the Champions League is where we belong. Not based on how we've done so far in the league this season, but that is the long-term aim is to be back there. So yeah, it's a nice test, and I like that we play Bayern first and last games of the group. So it'll be a nice little way to analyze our performances from start to finish.
Yes, indeed. The Super Nick comes here and says, this may sound mad, but are the players who have been in the team longer unable to adjust or link with new signings? And I will just say quickly before Vibes and Brush give their say on this comment. I do agree with that, Super Nick, for the simple fact that what we see is the lack of mentality, maybe some situations that have allowed this team to become stagnant. And that actually goes across to some of the new players. So what we're seeing now with the likes of Leacher and Casemiro is what we've seen with many new players that have transferred to Manchester United over the years. They almost get absorbed by the stagnation of this entire side and the ups and downs. They adopt the poor mentalities, they adopt the lack of disciplines, and it is something that's extremely worrying. It doesn't matter who the manager is, it just continues in that vicious cycle. What do you guys think about it?
Vibes.
Your vibes.
As he did.
As well.
Okay, he's it. All right.
Yeah.
No, with this one, I definitely think there's truth to that, man. And we've talked about it many times before over the years. Every manager that comes in has to deal with what's already here, left over from previous managers and whatnot.
Yes.
So it doesn't surprise me that those same ones, can't adapt and adjust and whatnot. And even if they look like they do, it kind of goes out the window. The muscle memories are not really memorying for them.
Yeah, indeed. No, I agree. I agree 100%, and it's a shame. It is a shame, but where do you fix that? Where do you fix those issues? How do you fix those issues?
For me, that kind of change can only come from the top down. So ideally, you need new owners, or if it is to continue under the current stewardship, they need to wake up somehow and put the correct people in position to run the club.
Yeah, 100% well said.
So until that happens, I don't see how we can fix it, bro. I honestly don't. Because even the fact that we're talking about Martial, like, honestly, really and truly, if we were competently run, he would have been gone in the summer.
Oh yeah.
And we would have had a replacement in, and someone who was in a similar mold to Hojlund, not as good obviously, but someone that could have been on the bench, played a rotational role, and we could have continued to build in the same manner.
You know what is an interesting thing, because I'm kind of keeping tabs on this Milan derby. And Marcus Thuram scored an excellent goal to put Inter Milan 2-0 up. I think it's currently 2-1 now after Rafael Leao bringing one back for AC. I mean, Marcus Thuram was available for quite a long time in the transfer window before being picked up by Inter Milan, and that was a guy that Manchester United were linked with, whether that was legitimate or not. But...
And he was a free agent as well, wasn't he, CCC?
Oh yeah.
Free agent, and he can play across the front three as well. So he's versatile. He was versatile as well.
It's those things you look back on now and
those things. And then when you look at the age profile as well, he was what, 25 in his prime. You know, provided you don't hand him a mad contract, like even if it didn't work out, that's profit right there. You could sell him on.
100%.
And if he does work out, then well, hey, you know, you got a nice little rotation option to serve us well. Memphis Depay, I think, was another one. He went to Atletico Madrid for peanuts. I know he didn't have the best of it the last time he was here, but you know, it's been some years.
Yeah, you never know. He was another one that was linked in and out. So, hey, I guess we'll see what happens with January window. I'm not sure if we're expecting much, but there's a long way to go until that happens. So.
Yeah, and already with that one, see, like, listen, by the time that comes around, AFCON's going to come around, and people are going to be, you know, scrutinizing us for that as well. Especially if Amrabat in the next couple of months does bits and settles in, because that if that happens, then that's going to be a big loss as well in Jan.
Oh, that's going to be massive, absolutely massive. And you know, we speak about some of the fixtures that's coming up. We've spoken about Bayern Munich on Wednesday. We've got Burnley on Saturday, 23rd of September. Even though they haven't looked amazing so far in the Premier League, they're at home. They'll have Turf Moor behind them from the start of the game. We've seen Wolves give Liverpool some problems, even though they were able to turn it around. It's that initial stage of the game that is very integral, because going back to that Wolves performance, you only think if you put away some of the chances that they had in the first half, it's a completely different game. And looking at this Burnley fixture, and saying, well, if they are able to catch Manchester United sleeping as Brighton did, then that will be a very, very difficult fixture at Turf Moor. And back-to-back games at against Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup third round, and then in the Premier League. I never like these back-to-back games against the same team.
You almost feel as if you have to like change up the tactics and that, innit? Like, you don't want to go in like naive and don't want to be found out too close together. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, but you know, as September ends and October comes in, the games continue. You speak about your Brentfords, of course, Galatasaray, Manchester City on the 29th.
With Galatasaray, see, that's the one I'm not looking forward to. That we're going over to Istanbul. It's a very, very hostile environment, and if these players aren't ready for it, boy, they're in for a very rude awakening.
Oh man, that will be a very, very, very loud atmosphere with some of the stuff that they allow also in Istanbul. You'll see it differently. You know,
very much
stadiums.
So.
We speak about certain stadiums like Crystal Palace, of course, amazing atmospheres, but you only need to go abroad to realize that some of our greatest atmospheres don't even compare.
Yeah, it really doesn't, man. Some of these nations, like some of the teams, it's wild, bro, with the flares and all the rest of it. They be doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, incredible. But you know what? We're over an hour 13 minutes. I want to thank everybody here. You know, I mean, I had to pick it up for a man like Realist United. Make sure you hit a like on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I believe a road to 200 subscribers, so make sure you get Realist there by sharing the channel to your friends and frenemies. That even means the Manchester Kushner. Make sure you click the link, share to your friends and frenemies. You waste, man. I'm still out for you because you didn't come here. Where are you hiding, big man? Guys were talking about me hiding in a guy's basement, bruv. Maybe you're hiding there instead.
You know what? I might need to give both of you 5 minutes on one of the upcoming reckless review shows at the end.
One of them had the StreamYard link. He was backstage, then he ducked out. I'm not saying who. I'll actually do a light shout out though. This person was here on the halftime show. For people who were listening to the halftime show, subscribe to CM22 on Twitch, even though he's done a light vacation, and also on YouTube, CM22 ENT, that is, for all things United. And if you're a wrestling fan, he has a second channel. It's just CM22 for all watch along.
You might also catch his twin Cappy about as well. So keep an eye out.
That's on his main channel, him and Cappy. and break down United stuff, United state of mind, all that kind of things. Just all news for our club. And yeah, big up to that guy. He was here for the halftime show, but still, big up to him.
Come on, man. Shout out to my proteges. I always watch from a distance to make sure that they are chasing the chaos. Brush, shout out to you first and foremost. Where can we find the wonderful Brush?
The people can find me on Twitter if they really want to at Brushy87. Outside of that, I'm just about
a police station, hopefully.
Outside of that, I'm just about. You'll see me just on loads of streams or in comments.
Say no more. Shout out to Brushman. Thank you for being here. And Vibes EDO, legendary Vibes. Where can we find you, big man?
Hey, listen, man's just here, innit? Man's just here. I'm just here.
Plug
there.
Your Twitter, bro. Plug your Twitter.
Yeah, I don't think people want to see my tweets still.
Yeah.
All right,
proceed with caution in it. Like the views expressed by Vibes on that Twitter
And
account.
also,
Like
everyone push the agenda. Brush needs to be locked up. Call the police. Call anyone. Brush needs to be locked up for his crimes against football.
He's referencing this crossbreed game that we play. It gets rather competitive.
No, we don't play. Someone on here, I'm not going to mention his name, Brush, uses Google.
You know, I did chuckle at the comment you put in when somebody replied to you saying you don't have to use Google, big man. We're not impressed.
Nah, that was wild, you know. See, that was wild. I'm not gonna lie to you. Man.
Hey,
some of these people can't fathom
that brother was racist.
Listen, some people can't fathom that there's people out here who are older than 25, innit?
But see, I did Brush's job for him because I messaged that guy and it turns out he's racist. So I
mean, it's Twitter. It's Twitter, and
wow.
Twitter's a wild place.
Oh, wow. Well,
it's best not to give any of these people.
Oh, look who's in the comments. I'm just saying, look, I'm not on anyone's side yet, but look who's in the comments.
Let me say big ups to everybody before I touch on the negativity. First and foremost, shout out to Santiago. Big up the panel. Shout out to you.
Big
up
Santi.
T. Big up Vibes. Brush. Readers. Everybody
Large
that
up
was
Santi.
Come on, shout out to Supernit, always contributing on the streams, and is a wonderful, excellent football mind. Shout
That's
out
the
to
goal
Supernit.
right there. That's the
Come
goal.
on, that's the goal. That's the real goal we need to be speaking about.
Yeah.
No Messi, no Cristiano Ronaldo, no Pele. That's the real goal, Supernit. Shout out to Morad. Come on. Shout out to
Paxton
Morad
as well, man, with all the info.
Hey,
Thank you, bro,
Paxton,
for all the quotes and that from Ten
Paxton
Hag.
is
That helped.
unsung hero. He is across multiple channels, always active, always giving the quotes, the latest news. Shout out to Paxton, man. He does work. Let me see anybody else I need to shout out to King's Football Show, man. Shout out to you, brother. Good to see you once again. Shout out to Tariq Talks. Make sure you go and subscribe to Tariq Talks once again. Brilliant channel, well organized, great presenter. Shout out to Ed as well. He's always behind it in some ways also. Shout out to Tariq Talks. Ted Talks, yeah. Ted Min. Shout out to both of them.
Yeah, check out King's show as well, people. Arsenal fan, but he's a good brother, man.
Hey, King's Football Show, man. Make sure you tune in when he's there. Eagle-eyed football. A sad result for Crystal Palace today. They did well for the majority, but in the end they conceded what was an excellent strike by Duran, and then the game turned on its head after that penalty in added time. So unlucky. Shout out to Galaxy 20. Realist United earlier on saying be sure to like and sub. Come on, people. Shout out to Bobby K. I think that's touched on everyone. Shout out to Man Like Vibes in the comments as well. Shout out to Brush. Everybody that's here. Now the CTC out. I'm gonna give you a minute. Click the link, man, Chakushna. Because my man was talking about the time is now, bruv. The time for you expired on Friday, on the happy hour. Because there are no happy moments. It's sad times, bruv. You're down bad. You're finished. You're washed. It's over. Well, it's all right, man.
Hey, Manchikushner. Someone, not me, said, don't call yourself Manchikushner because you're not him. That's what someone said.
Yeah, you're not him, bro. You're not.
They said call yourself the Demshikushner or something.
Yeah, man. No Shikushner, bro. No Shikushner. Get rid of that, bro. Hey, Santi saying, don't forget to smash the like, everyone, on your way out. It's so important to push these channels forward. You drop a like, engagement is everything. In the comment section, like button, sharing, everything. Any form of positive engagement you can give to this channel to kind of push the algorithm into saying, yeah, we need to get more eyes on this channel. Realist United, ladies and gentlemen. Super Nick saying, is that why he hasn't been on social recently? Not surprised, vibes, not surprised. Allegedly. Allegedly. Not saying too much. Not saying too much. Hey, thanks for subscribing. Chase the chaos. Listen to Stream Elements. Listen.
No, Bun Stream Elements. Yeah, no, Bun Stream Elements talking about, oh, have a great day. Did you see the score today? Loser.
Hey, ladies and gents, I'm sorry for holding you guys back. Everybody, get on with your weekend. This guy won't let anybody have fun, bro. Vaz won the quiz yesterday. What you say? Yeah. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about you, man, Chikushna. Nobody cares about your feelings. It's time to go. Ladies and gentlemen, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, Realist United, share to your friends and frenemies. And until the next time,
peace out, people.
Chase the chaos.
Bun Brush game locked up.